Good morning, everyone. Today, we will now discuss a topic that lies at the very core of our nation's identity: the Constitution of the Philippines. The Constitution is the supreme law that governs our country, outlining the framework of our government, the rights of our citizens, and the fundamental principles that guide us as a nation. Today, we will explore the evolution of this vital document, focusing not only on the two current constitution, but also on two key milestones in our constitutional history: the Malolos Constitution of 1899 and the 1935 Constitution.
We first embark on a journey through a pivotal chapter in the Philippine history, the Madalas Constitution of 1899. Although it was short-lived and never fully implemented, this document marked the Philippines' first steps toward self-governance and independence. It stands as a symbol of the Filipino people's determination to build a democratic and sovereign nation. Let us delve into the key moments, principles, and lasting impact of the Malolos Constitution on the nation's constitutional evolution.
The 1899 Malolos Constitution was the first constitution of the Philippines. It was drafted and ratified during the Malolos Congress led by Emilio Aguinaldo. The Constitution established the first Philippine Republic with three branches of government and enshrined principles of democracy, republicanism, and separation of church and state.
The process of drafting the Malolos Constitution began on September 15, 1898, when the Malolos Congress convened at the Barasoain Church in Malolos, Bulacan. This was a historical moment as it marked the beginning of a collective effort to establish a framework for the governance of the newly declared First Philippine Republic. The members of the Congress were determined to create a constitution that would reflect the aspirations of the Filipino people for independence and self-rule.
Moving forward, the Malolos Constitution was written by Felipe Calderon y Roca and Felipe Buencamino, who were appointed to write the Constitution as an alternative to two proposals submitted by Apolinario Mabini and Pedro Paterno rather. These drafts sparked intense discussions among the members of the Congress, eventually leading to the adoption of Calderon and Buencamino's version, which became the official constitution of the First Philippine Republic.
So here is a brief timeline of key events surrounding the Malolos Constitution. On November 29, 1898, the draft constitution is approved by the Malolos Congress. Next is on December 1, 1898, President Emilio Aguinaldo returns the draft for amendments which the Congress refuses. Next is on December 23, 1898, President Aguinaldo approves the draft constitution. On January 1, 1899, Emilio Aguinaldo is elected President of the First Philippine Republic by the Malolos Congress. Next is on January 20, 1899, the Malolos Constitution is formally adopted by the Malolos Congress. And last is on January 21, 1899, the Malolos Constitution is promulgated by President Emilio Aguinaldo.
The Malolos Constitution holds profound significance for several key reasons. For the first one, next slide, establishment of the First Philippine Republic. The Constitution was a historical document that signified the birth of an independent Philippine state, ending centuries of foreign rule. It marked the Philippines' assertion of sovereignty, laying the foundation for modern governance. Second, the government structure. One of the most crucial aspects of the Constitution was its division of government into three separate branches: executive, legislative, and judicial, ensuring a system of checks and balances to prevent the concentration of power in a single institution. For the third one, separation of church and state. The Constitution enshrined the principle of religious freedom and mandated the separation of church and state, an important stance in a country that had been historically dominated by the Catholic Church.
For the fourth one, protection of individual rights. It provided for protection against unlawful detention, ensured privacy rights, and guaranteed due process, principles that are fundamental to any democratic society. The fifth one is sovereignty. Drawing inspiration from revolutionary documents like the French Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. This declaration of popular sovereignty was a radical shift from the colonial mindset and affirmed the Filipino people's right to self-determination. And lastly, legacy in constitutional history. It laid down the foundational principles for future governance, reinforcing the ideals of democracy, republicanism, and the rule of law that continue to guide the Philippines today.
Now let's move on to the challenges during the Malolos Constitution. First, the separation of the church and the state, where the society found it hard, especially the delegates, to grasp the complex emergence of the relationship of the church and the Philippine society. Second, after the establishment of the Malolos Constitution, the Philippine-American War was soon to erupt, creating instability and pressure to the implementation of the newly established Philippine Constitution. Due to the war against the Americans, the newly established Constitution was prevented to be fully developed and implemented, thus giving the said Constitution to only be effective during a slow period of time. Fourthly, during the emergence of the independent Philippines, it is expected to have a variety of visions and perspectives, challenging the government to balance all the existing viewpoints and interests. And lastly, the existing war against the Americans put constraints to the economic power of our country, resulting in limited financial support to the emerging constitution.
To sum everything up, the Malolos Constitution stands beyond how we see it. It is more than just a document. It was a powerful declaration of our independence and power as an emerging independent sovereign. The Malolos Constitution also served as a reflection of the unwavering and igniting passion of every Filipino seeking independence against all the oppression they went through. As we progress together as a country, let us not forget to look back at how powerful we are collectively and how this shall serve as a stepping stone in the nation's never-ending pursuit of true democracy and sovereignty.
Now, we will delve into another pivotal chapter in the history of the Philippines, the 1935 Constitution. This document marked as the significant shift in the nation's governance as it laid in the foundation for the Commonwealth period, a time where the Philippines was still under the U.S. colonial rule but beginning to take steps toward full sovereignty.
The 1935 Constitution of the Philippines serves as the fundamental law for the Commonwealth of the Philippines under U.S. colonial rule. Ratified on May 14, 1935, it remained in effect until the introduction of the 1973 Constitution under the Marcos regime. One key point to note is that this was the first constitution fully drafted by Filipinos, in contrast to previous colonial laws imposed by foreign powers. This was a critical step in asserting Filipino autonomy and governance while still under the U.S. administration.
Let's now take a look at the timeline of significant events related to the 1935 Constitution. February 8, 1935. The draft of the Constitution was approved by the Constitutional Convention. May 14, 1935. The Constitution was ratified, marking the formal beginning of the Commonwealth period. September 16, 1935. Manuel L. Quezon was elected as president, beginning his leadership under the new constitutional framework. November 15, 1935. The inauguration of the Commonwealth government took place, a major milestone in the nation's move towards greater self-governance. 1940. The Constitution was amended to allow for a bicameral legislature and presidential re-election, reflecting evolving political needs. 1972. With the proclamation of martial law under President Ferdinand Marcos, the 1935 Constitution was suspended and eventually replaced with the 1973 Constitution.
So moving forward, let us now explore the significance of the 1935 Constitution. First, it was drafted following the Tidings-McDuffie Act of 1934, which paved the way for Philippine independence. The act set a 10-year transition period leading up to full independence, and this constitution was a cornerstone in that transition. This constitution served as a foundation for governance during the Commonwealth period under President Manuel L. Quezon, laying down the democratic framework of the government. Crucially, it was the first constitution fully drafted by Filipinos. Unlike the previous foreign-imposed laws that governed the archipelago, this made it a symbol of Filipino self-determination. The 1935 Constitution continued to hold significance even during World War II, despite being briefly suspended under the Japanese occupation. In 1940, it was amended to allow for bicameral legislature to end presidential re-election, which further shaped the structure of governance. And the 1935 Constitution is regarded as one of the most democratic and well-structured Philippine constitutions, serving as a model for later versions.
Despite its significance, the 1935 Constitution faced several challenges during its existence. Colonial transition. One of the most complex issues was balancing the influence of American governance while still asserting Filipino autonomy. The Constitution had to address the complexities of being a self-governing nation while still being under US colonial rule. Economic dependency. The 1935 Constitution had to tackle the issue of economic policies that favored US interests. This was especially evident in areas like trade and natural resources, where the Philippines was economically tied to the United States. Next is the social integration. The challenge of ensuring inclusive participation in governance was also significant. While the Constitution extended suffrage to women and marginalized sectors, integrating these groups into the political system was a complex process. Last is the World War II impact. The Japanese occupation during World War II, 1941 to 1945, posed a major disruption to the Commonwealth government, challenging the implementation of constitutional provisions and temporarily suspending its effects.
In conclusion, the 1935 Philippine Constitution was a pivotal instrument in the nation's journey toward sovereignty. It embedded democratic values that guided the political landscape during a transformative era for the Philippines. Although it faced significant challenges, its legacies remain influential in shaping the Philippines' subsequent constitution and political framework. As we reflect on its significance, we see how this document laid the foundation for the democratic values we uphold today.